Hello there, everyone. A very happy Thursday and a very happy February as well. Can you believe that we've gone through January of 2023 already? I, for one, cannot. So we did have a fabulous new release yesterday. I did play with one of the sets over on Instagram yesterday, if you were able to meet me then. And I'll be going through 2 more cards today, possibly a third, depending on how long they do take. Hello there, Vicky, and everyone that has popped in. The lovely Han will be behind the alt new badge today, and she'll be popping in all of the links to the products that we use today. Also, if you do share this live stream, you are in with a chance of winning a $15 gift certificate to the Altenew store. So hello there, everyone that has popped in. So we have the lovely Vicky, Sue, we have Avril as well. So hi, everyone, and thank you so much for sharing for you guys that have. I will pop you guys down so we can take a quick look at the release as a whole, and then we can also look at the 2 cards that we're going to create. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I am going to flip you guys down. Sorry, it does take a couple of little clicks to get you through. All right, but now we're down. Everyone can see? I hope we are good. Hello there, everyone else that has popped in. Hey, Stacy, Tracy, and Debs. So I do hope that you're all good. So this time around in our release, we did introduce the idea of ensembles. So what are ensembles, I hear you cry? Okay, so ensembles are a group of products that we think work perfectly together, and you're going to be able to get so many kind of different cards and looks out of them. This is the first ensemble that we have, and this one is the boho decor. So in here we have the boho arrow stamp and die set, so the die coordinates with the stamp set. We also have the boho vases die set, so it doesn't combine with this, but it coordinates, so it's not perfect kind of matching. And then we also have the masonry wall, which we think is a really great background to use with all of these stamps. We're not saying that these have to be used together all of the time. We just wanted to kind of put something, a group together, so you could quickly and easily grab these out and let you kind of really play with these to create some really beautiful cards. So that one is the boho decor. Oh, Vicky, I'm glad that you're liking the idea. So hopefully you're going to be able to create some really beautiful things. So that one is the boho decor ensemble. Let's grab another one out. This ensemble itself has sold out. Reason being the stencil set has sold out. But if you pop your name down in the little box, you are able to get an email notification. So this one here is the patchwork motifs ensemble, and in here we have the patchwork motifs stencil set, which includes 2 different stencils. This one works by creating a checkerboard effect by just simply spinning that round. Okay, and then we also have the second one, which has this very pretty floral arrangement in there. We also have the patchwork tiles. We have 4 tiles that are already done, and then we have these that you can create your own designs like the ones inside. We do have suggested layering how you can use this one on the inside, but I'm sure you guys are going to come up with tons of different ideas that we didn't even think about on there as well. As well as that, we have the delicate floral motif hot foil plate, and I want to show you how to use this in a different way that I just figured out while the intro was on, while I was waiting to go live, and I thought, that will work. So there is something that I am going to do with that today to create a card. Thank you, Alyssa. Yeah, if you do give some thumbs up and hearts, that's always a good one too. Hi, Brendan. Okay, so that one there was the patchwork motifs. Pop that one down. I think this one is going to be a favorite for most of you out there. So this one here is the geraniums and buttercups. Okay, this one's, I think this is the largest ensemble that we have this time around. So we have the rattan stripes die, and this is really cool. I have used this on a card for today, and you can see that if you cut that twice and then layer that with the garden trellis cover die, you're going to be able to create this really kind of woven basket effect, which is so pretty. So if you do have that the garden trellis cover die and you get this okay, I think we're there again. We then have the Swamp Buttercup. This one is a really beautiful layering stencil set. We have 5 different stencils in here. And then we also have the layering guide in the center. This one, I don't think you're going to need that layering guide very much. But if you use it like the first time or the second times that you use it, it is going to be a fabulous kind of guide in there. We will use that for one card today as well. And we also have the coordinating die set, which is going to cut around all of the image that we have. As well as that, in the geraniums and buttercups, we have the wild geranium 4x6 layering stamp set. As always, we do have I have no idea what is happening with my internet today. I hope that you're all still there. The time is still going down and it looks as though we're good. So I am sorry. I have no idea what is happening with the internet, but it is getting annoying. So I hope that you're all still okay. So I'm going to pop that over to the side. And then the last but not least is the enamel elements. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. Internet, it's something that you can't control all the time, right? So this is a very pretty one too. This one has the enamel flowers stamp set, the coordinating die set, and also a layering stencil set. So you're going to be able to color in all of those images really quickly and easily. And then we also have the very pretty decorative enamels. These are pretty sizable, even though that when you see it from the top, it looks a little bit weird. I mean, a little bit small, sorry, but when you open it up, they're actually quite large. I don't know where weird comes from, but I can show you this card here to show you that they are a really big image. And you wouldn't need a whole load of these to cover a whole card either. All right. Okay. Oh, as well as that for the ensemble, I forgot to say, we do have these new washi tapes as well. So this is actually not a requirement, but a suggestion for this ensemble. And you were going to get the Glacier Caves A and B. Now, they may look a little bit weird. So they are near enough 3 inches wide. So they're 2 3/4 by 7 inches here. Now, the reason being we've done that is so you can create your own colored cardstock. So all you're going to do is you're going to pop this onto some white cardstock, and then you're going to be able to create, oops, your own colored cardstock. So you can then use your layering dies to cut these out and then have those layers. So it's a really easy way to kind of store these, and you don't need to have all of the different color cardstocks on you all of the time. As well as that, so as well as the blue ones, we do have some more as well. As you can tell, we have some greens. So we have the Green Valley, so you're going to get the Firefly and the Grass Field on A, and the Shadow Creek and the Mountain Pine, oops, on the B. So you can see that there. Okay. So that is those. We also have two more colors I haven't actually opened. I know. So we have the Warm and Cozy. So in here we've got the oranges, which are very, very pretty. So we've got the Sun Kissed, the Orange Cream, the Autumn Blaze, and the Fire Brick in that one. And then we also have the Cherry Blossom. So we have the pinks and a really dark razzleberry in there as well. So if you wanted to create your own colored cardstocks really quickly and easily with washi tapes, now you have the tools that you can do so. Okay, so let's create a card, and let's go with this one. And we're going to create it a little bit differently. So as you can see, we've got gold foiling on the back using the hot foil plate. And we have the very pretty wild geranium. So we are going to use the wild geranium. And we are going to use the delicate floral motif hot foil plate. Now this is the one that I'm going to use a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out, and this is for you guys that really love this design, but you haven't yet picked up the courage to get a hot foiling machine. So I wanted to be able to show you that you can use it if you really loved it in a different way. And the reason being I'm doing this is because I got a brayer today, and this is the first brayer I've ever had, and I thought I need a way to use it. And this is what I thought about when I was sat there. So I have a piece of navy cardstock, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that fits perfectly in my cutting and alignment mat right in the little space that we have in the center there. So I'm going to take my delicate floral motif hot foil plate, and I'm going to pop it into place where I want it to be. If you wanted to, you could also kind of tape it down a little bit, and that might help. So I just added a little bit of that alternating tape, and I'm just going to line it where I want it to be on the card using my little alignment grid here. Okay. Tracy, I know, it's my first ever brayer, and I'm excited to think of things to do with it. So I'm going to be using the antique gold, and I am going to ink this up. Now I'm being careful to kind of tap it rather than give it a good old squidge, because I only want the ink on the top of that foil plate. And it's a little bit hard to see if you've got all of the spaces, because obviously we're going on a gold hot foil plate. So let's hope so. It may give us a distressed look. So I'm just going to place that into my aligned grid there, and then I can just press that down. I am keeping this pressed firmly down. I'm just going to use my brayer to go over the top. Okay, we're ready. Everyone holding their breath. Yay! Look how pretty that is. So it goes to show that maybe you don't, you haven't invested in that hot foil system yet, but you really, really loved this kind of look. You can still use it. Don't worry, okay? So you can think of ways to use that as well. I'm sure you guys also have more ideas in your brains. So I have my very pretty, you could definitely create a whole kind of repeated background with that one, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that over to the side, and we are going to do our geraniums. So the wild geraniums. This time, because I'm going on a really dark card, that's a bit glary. Didn't like it up there, so I'm going to move that over down. So I decided to go like really hot colors on this dark cardstock. Okay. So I have my stamp wheel. Everyone who's waiting for this, keep your eyes peeled. I may have said too much, but still, keep them peeled. And I am going to just take a, there we go, piece of cardstock, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to take this layer here. And this is the first layer. Stamp that down, stamp it down. Okay, so I'm just popping that into place. And I'm going to pick that up. Oops. Get my flip plate. Nicely pick that up. Flip it. And the colours that I'm thinking, oops, sorry everyone, arm over, are these colours. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go down on the colour spectrum, but these are the colours that I'm going with. So I'm going to start, I don't know if I want the baby pink. I might leave that out. I know, I'm going wild. Wild geraniums, and we're going to go a wild colour selection. So let's go with the fuchsia. And I'm just going to add that kind of centerish on there. I am going to grab my small blending tool and just blend that ink out. Now, this is one of my favorite techniques that I've been doing it forever to create that kind of gradient look on that. I'm going to flip that down. Even that itself just looks really pretty. I don't think I actually cleaned my stamp from before, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. And I am going to use some of the very pretty Snapdragon too. This time kind of around the edges. Hey Liz, we're glad you didn't miss either. Okay, so around the edges with that one. And again, I'm going to pull that out. So this is the Snapdragon. I have got a bit of dirt on there. Oops. And I think these pinks and oranges together are going to go perfect anyway. So even if they're overlapped a lot. Oh, just look how beautiful that color is. Even from just looking through it, I know this is going to be like a beautiful kind of like Indian sunset kind of color. Oh, has my heart. All right. So that is that one there. Oops, I do need to kind of see if I can get rid of all my beeping. Okay. I'm going to clean this off a little because those colors are quite bright and I know I'll make a mess of the next thing that I stamp. Okay. And then we're going to go for the second layer. Now, my tip for this one is to really get over the top to line this up. But as you know, I'm not going to be able to because my camera is where my head should be. So I'm hoping that's lined up good enough for today. Pop my flip plate in and then I can pick it up. Oh, it does. It does actually look a bit like watercolor, but yeah, this, oh, my heart. Right, and I'm going to go with some heartbeat. Actually, I don't know, do I want fuchsia as well? I do like that fuchsia color, but I don't think that's going to be bright enough. So I will go in with some heartbeat as well. Kind of putting them all on at once, but because we've got those outlines, I don't think it's gonna you know, you're not going to be able to see the kind of harsh lines as much. I mean, on that, you definitely need to use your blending tool to kind of blend that out a little bit. But on outlines, because the lines aren't as strong, you can definitely just use a load. Oh, Jax, this one is the stamp wheel. It's not yet released, but if you keep your eyes open, soon you may be able to get your hands on it. Okay, so we're looking good. The pink isn't as vibrant as I hoped it would be, but hey, I'm not mad. Okay, so there we go. There's the second layer. Maria, I am not sure when they will be back in stock. I myself are waiting for them to come back in stock too. I know there's a couple of us waiting around, but what you can do is you can put your name into the on the product page, so you can sign up for an email. So when we actually get them back in stock, you can get them as soon as they are there. I find that that's the best way to go about it if you really want to get your hands on them. So I'm just popping in the little flower centers. As you can see, I opened up my packaging so I could just make sure I had the right ones. I'm just getting those into place, and because they are really small, I'm just going to use my little thing. Oh, I do love the sunset colors. They are so pretty, and especially because it's so cold at the minute. I think, you know, we need some really bright, beautiful colors in our lives just to brighten things up. Unless you're in the southern hemisphere and it's probably really warm now. Oops. Just lining up those and then pressing those down. Oh, beautiful. I did want a bit more pink in there, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, we could add some pink in with some markers. We could add some in with some crayons or some colored pencils. It's fine. Right. So what I'm going to do now is, because I do want to die cut this so I don't have to fussy cut for you guys, because, you know, I love my fussy cutting. I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to know exactly where the leaves need to go. At the minute, if I was to put the leaves in, I may not have got them in the correct place to cut them out really quickly and easily with the die. So I do find that it's easier to do it this way around. Oh, well, I'm going to lose a leaf, well, part of a leaf, but it's going to be okay. Okie dokie. So, put that down. Oops, let's move this. This is sticky, so it is a sticky little mat. So that's why I'm just going to move that over for a little minute. If it does become unsticky, you can just clean it. You don't need to get a new mat. It's fabulous. But all will be revealed very soon. So I'm just going to run that through. Hey, Joni. Hey there, everyone that has popped in as well. Thank you so much for sharing and for spending some time with me. I do love when you guys pop in and have a chat. I felt very lonely on Instagram yesterday, I have to say. No one was chatting yesterday, so very lonely. So as you can see, we have the image cut out. Oops, trying to grab my stamp wheel platform without it dropping on the floor. Stick that down. And I'm just going to go for some like really bright greens. So I'm just going to open this up so I can see which leaves are going to go where. That one's going to go in that space. That one there. And then we have these ones too. Just snuggling him in there. He's all nice and snuggled in place. And then I'm just going to grab it with my little block. Okay. Greens, please. We're going to go with some grass field. Thank you so much for sharing, everyone. You are in with a chance of winning a $15 gift certificate when you do share the live stream, be that on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you're watching today. Stamp that down. I mean, I didn't stamp it great there, but hey, we're going with it. And this one does have a second layer for all of these images as well. So I'm just going to pop those into place. Okay, so we have that one. We have those little leaves that are snuggled in there. And then we have this second layer here too. Okay. And we'll go in with the mountain pine for the second layer. Okay. My block was stuck again. But it is amazing for stenciling, which you will see in a little minute. So there we go. There are our things done. I'm just going to move that over. I will tidy up my mess later on, she says. Maybe in the morning rather than later on. So we have our very little pretty stamped die cut now. Oops, trying to move that over without it falling anywhere. But if we are to pop this on our card, you can see that it is looking a tad strange with the white edges. Now, if you do use the navy cardstock from Altenew, which is my favorite navy cardstock of all time, and you want to add a color around the outside to make this not look so strange on there, I have found the perfect match for the navy cardstock, and it is in fact the Starlight artist marker. And it's from, if you wanted to get the whole set, it's from the Beach Garden set of markers. This is the darkest blue one that you have in there. Jenny, no, we don't have it just yet, but that was the stamp wheel, and just keep your eyes out for that one. So I'm just using the Starlight ink to go around this image. But yeah, this is a trick that I use all the time. And if you are like me and you use that navy cardstock instead of a black, because, you know, I'm a navy girl, this Starlight pen, the match is perfect. And you will see so in a sec. I am trying my little hardest to be a little bit quicker than I normally would. Normally I'd spend a little bit more time on this one to kind of get around all of those little nooks and crannies. You can even change up the look of these flowers if you wanted to by kind of getting rid of a little bit with the pen. Oh yes, Jenny, it just, the colors on this one, it does look very elegant, very, I don't know, exotic maybe. Yeah, it's been a while since I've used orange, but I think with the weather that we've had, orange was called for today. I know there has been some like blackouts as well, so I hope everyone that, you know, has had one, that they've been safe and that the power comes back very soon. Okay, so close. Again, at home, please take your time a little bit more than I am. And hopefully, if you have been waiting and looking for a match for the navy cardstock with the markers, the Starlight one is the one where you want to go. That wasn't great grammar. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and then when we pop this down, look how beautiful. And that orange, I have to say, just shines from that navy card. Like I've missed a bit of the lines there, but even the inking that we've done on the back really kind of adds to the look of that card. I'll just add a little bit of tape behind here. Maybe we can add a sentiment from a stamp set, and then we can call that one done. It did take a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but hey, I think it was worth it, right? That card is very pretty. I'm just going to go with the Be Kind from the Patchwork Tiles. And I want that antique gold ink again. And instead of stamping it down here, which I would normally do, I think it looked a little bit different. Stamp it up the top there and have all of like the image at the top, which I think looks quite cool. It would have been better if I just straightened that up, but hey, that's how it is today. Okay, so there's our first card that was inspired by this one. They're very different, but they still used the same supplies on them. So yeah, there we go. There's our first one. And then let's create our second one. Trying to grab the card that it's inspired by, but I have things just dumped on top of things. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to create next. Well, we're going to take a spin on this one. We're using the ensembles and we're using the products in it a little bit different, but the same products as it were. I have used the Raton Stripes die, which is in the Geraniums and Buttercups ensemble, so this one, and I used it to emboss. And what I did for this one is I took a piece of cardstock, I put it on my tan mat, which helps you emboss things, and I just put it on at an angle to give me that different effect that we have in the background there. Okay, so there is that. And let's go ahead and let's do the stenciling using the very pretty Swamp Buttercup. Okay, so I'm going to grab out my very trusty stamp wheel again. I'm sorry, I'm kind of teasing you with this, but it is like one of the best things I know for doing stenciling. Okay, so I'm just going to add my cardstock. Again, the mat's sticky, but it re-sticks itself. Pop that down. And we're going to grab stencil number 1. And with this stencil, I have a 5.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. I know that I need to pull it up slightly because the leaves come down. And I'm just going to stick that stencil down, and it's actually stuck. Look, it's so clever. It's so clever. Okay, And I'm going to go for pinks and blues. We're going to go with that ethereal kind of look. Okay, just need to find the inks that I did pop aside for it, but got myself all in a tizzy. All right, I think we're going to be okay. We have the fuchsia, baby pink, dewdrop, and aqualicious. So I'm going to go in with baby pink first. It's pretty dark. I'm just going in spots with this one. That was the baby pink, so that's from the Spring Bouquet ink set. And oops, then I have the dewdrops as well. Graduated flowers is what we're doing today, right? This color combo together looks very hydrangea-ish. Oops. So if you are a lover of old hydrangea, which I am, this may be a color combo for you. So there's stencil number 1. I can remove that one. Oops, come on. I know everyone talks to their stencils. Okay, so that's stencil number 1. Take stencil number 2, pop that into place. Really easy to line these up. It's just going to line straight over the top of what we've just done. Press the bit down that's on the mat. We have another layer there. So I'm going to go in with another layer of this baby pink again. Add in the second layer. Trying to show you that you don't need like loads and loads and loads of inks. Even if you are doing a layered kind of stenciling. Just layers of ink will, you know, thicker ink layers will give you a darker color. Oops, was I supposed to use that one? That's okay. Hey, Samara! And then the dewdrops again. Okay, again adding a second layer of that. It's going to give us that darker effect. I mean, it's not going to be as noticeable as unless, you know, we've used another tone, a darker tone, but it is going to be noticeable. Okay, so lift that up. There's our second layer. Layer number 3. Now this one has etching where the flowers are. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm just going to line that etching up with the flowers. So easy. You can see just how quick that is just to pop that into place, right? And then we can do the aqualicious. And then the fuchsia. Okay. Easy. We're then just going to keep the same kind of positioning or the orientation of that stencil and just slide it up. And that is going to add in our first layer of the flower centers. I'm just going to use the same greens as I did before because they are available nicely. So this is the grass field. There we go. I think having a really bright ink, really bright green with these colors looks really good. Stencil 4, again, we have those flowers etched in. So all I'm doing is lining those flowers up. which, it's just so quick and easy. It's fabulous. And we're going to go in with Shadow Creek this time. So the first green that I used was the Grass Field. This one is the Shadow Creek, and I believe this is from the Green Meadows ink set. It might be the Green Valley. I am trying to add more of that ink along the stem and at the base of those leaves to give us that gradient effect. Add it through the flower centers too, because they're open. You could have done those like a yellowy color as well if you wanted to. But for quickness, I decided to just go with green. And then we are going to be using the Mountain Pine for the next and final layer. Okay, so there's this one. Again, we have those flowers etched in. Just line those flowers up. And you're good to go. So we're going in with the Mountain Pine. Hi, Linda. I believe you're talking about our stamp wheel. We're getting close to the release on this one, so just keep your eyes peeled and all will be revealed. So I am using the Mountain Pine. Using a mini blending tool for this, just to add the ink through to. Oh, Maria, these greens are some of my favorites. I love the really dark kind of earthy tones that we have in there. But you can see just how quick and easy that was to create that. Love it. So, so pretty. Okay. I hope so too, Tracy. I think that everyone is going to love it when they actually able to get it. So I am just going to quickly cut around this because my die cutting machine's on the other side of my room, and I fancy a little bit of die fussy cutting. So you can get the die for this one, so you don't feel, if you don't want a fussy cut, you don't have to. Oh, Sarah, yeah, I feel you. I'm in need of the mini tools as well. They are unfortunately out of stock at the minute, but if you did want to get your hands on more of them, I would definitely recommend that you pop yourself down for an email notification when they do come back in stock. I know a lot of us are waiting for them. This also, while I'm cutting this out now, I'm thinking that looks very much like a butterfly. I reckon you could pop a little body on that and some antennas. That would be a butterfly. I love seeing things that are not supposed to be there and then using it in that way. Kind of stretches your supplies as well too, right? Normally I'd go in this space, but for time, we're live. We may be able to get onto that third really quick card. I was going to do it a little bit differently, but because we only have 10 minutes left, I'm going to use the gradient washi tape so we can see how to do that as well. Oh, the whirly. Which one's that? Oh, this one, the one that I was talking about being a butterfly. Yeah, you could definitely trim that off if you wanted to. That's the thing with this. You could stencil it a number of times and create your own kind of bouquets too. All right. I did not do a fabulous job with the fussy cutting on that one, but you can get the die. The whirly flower. The butterfly flower, I'm going to call it. But it looks whirly. Okay. There we go. Snip, snip, snip. All right, so we have our background, which we used the rattan stripes die, and then we can pop that into place. Then I'm just going to use some of that foam where I have put it. Nobody knows. There it is. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Normally I would cut it, but hey, we're live. We just, okay. And then we can pop that down. We're just going to need a stamp then. Ooh, we have some really great large sentiments in this one. So this one is the boho arrow. And I'm going to go with this hello that we have here. Lovely, chunky, beautiful font. That. Stamp. And my obsidian ink. Oh yeah, it is very retro. And boho, it's just a lovely release. It is very pretty. So I'm going to pop that down. I'm holding that down because I have got ink on my ink block, and I know I'm going to get that leaf if I leave it to do its thing. But there we go. I'm just going to trim off the overhanging things. I would recommend doing it from behind. You can see exactly where you need to cut them. Also, a large pair of scissors helps. But there we go. So there's our second card that we made, and it was inspired by this one here. I mean, it's new, not the same, but it goes to show that you can use that ensemble in a different way too. Okay. Just trying to, so there's our next one. And let's go ahead and create a really, really quick card now. Even quicker than quick. It's going to be super quick. So this one, I have used the boho decor again, the ensemble, and I'm using the boho vases and also the masonry wall. I did already cut my masonry wall, but this time I cut it larger, and we're going to add this onto a card panel. And this time around, I think I'm going to go for like the, this kind of look rather than the straight on. Look, we're trying to create some different cards here, right? Using the same ensembles. And I think we're doing good. Just going to add a little bit of tape to this. I know that you guys at home will definitely add enough to secure it, unlike me, but I know you guys are good. I know you can do it. All right, so I'm just going to kind of line up this edge. I maybe should have kept it the size that it was to do this technique, but hey, I trimmed it. Shouldn't have trimmed it, but it happened. We're just going to make the best of the best of the situation we've got. And always, nothing's a mistake if you can't cover it up, right? Okay, there we go. Oops. Trim, trim, trim. Again, from behind. And then we have a different look. Same background, white on white, but the way that you placed it makes it look different. Okay, boho vases. Okay, so I'm going to pop those over to the side. Oh, Avril, it is very, very pretty. It's so cool. Oh, yes, they could look like a necklace. That would be very cool too. But what I'm going to use to cut these out, normally, like on this card, I cut them out of white cardstock and I just gently blended them. But we do have the gradient washi tape that you can make your own cardstock out of. So I have some greens for my leaves, obviously. And I have some beautiful blue colors too to use for the vases. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to find my plates. They've gone walkabouts, but... And I'm going to cut some leaves first. I'm going to cut a couple at once. I want the different colours, so I'm just going to line them up there. I don't think I need that huge one, so I am going to cut. I'm just going to cut these smaller ones, but I'm going to cut them twice. Oops. Got things still attached. I do find myself grabbing this metal plate, even though I probably don't need it. It's just kind of security, and I know that it's going to cut first time perfectly. Put that down. And that's through. I'm trying to move things out of the way because my craft space is this now. There's no more desk. Oh, Sarah, yeah, you can definitely create whole backgrounds with them as well. These are really, really cool. So I have my little, come on, hat pin. I love my little hat pin. There we go. Look how cute they are. And they have like a slight sheen too as well. So they look quite expensive. And then I'm going to cut some more out of this one. So I have used both A and B. So that was the Shadow Creek, and this is the Grass Fields. Oh, that didn't go well. Well, we're going to be fine. It only took a tiny bit off, so it's not that noticeable. All right, so pop them back on. And those leaves could be used to create wreaths as well. Don't necessarily think you always need to put them in the vases. Create a wreath. Be cool. All right, so, ouch. I poked myself with my pin. Oh, dangers of crafting, right? Using hat pins as pokey tools. Okay, move those out. I want that blue because I think that is so pretty, and also this blue, or maybe the dark. No, I'm going to stay away from the navy. We do already have a navy card, so I think that I can stay away from it. Pop that down, pop that one down. These are the Glacier Caves. Again, I've used A and B again. Sarah is having so many great ideas with this die set. She said that you can also use them to make lamps, which would be pretty cool as well. So I think Sarah's already sold this to herself. Oh, Tracy, I'll try not to. I'll put my pin away, although I'll probably need to get it out again to poke this out. Okay. We're going to be fine. It was only a little poke. Okay, so I'm going to poke that out and poke this one out. Poke out the little pieces. See, a hat pin is still very handy. Pokey poke. I do have one of those things that take them all out at once, you know, when you like rub it over onto a mat. I don't know. This just relaxes me, just poking them out one by one. It's another one of my little weird quirks with the fussy cutting as well, I think. Proper old school. Okay. And everything just gets pushed onto the floor. Okay. Yep. Hey, Teresa. Okay, so maybe, no, I am going to go that way. And I'm going to place them in kind of the same place again. The enamel flowers stamp set. And I'm going to use the see you. I'm going to stamp that down and take that one off. And instead of stamping it down here that I was going to, I'm actually going to stamp it up there. Okay. Getting different ideas now. Maybe I'm going to put my vases up here. A little different. Yeah, okay. So that's going to go there. We need some glue tape. It's so good when you start doing one thing and then you decide, actually, I'm going to try it, see what it looks like. And I love that these have the holes cut out so you see the other vase that's behind it too. Okay, let's add our leaves in. I'm just using the glue tape from Altenew. These do now come with refills, so they're really good. I want it coming. I don't want it touching with the seal. So there we go. That's snuggling it perfect. Okay, so excited. I mean, we may have changed only a couple of little things on this one, but it is a different card, right? So I'm happy. There we go. But when you're crafting, you're always kind of happy. All right. So this is the card that it was inspired by, and this is the card that we created. So that one was using mostly the boho decor. So we have the masonry wall, 3D embossing folder, and we also have the boho vases for that one with a mix of sentiments, which you can use from any of your stamp sets that you have. That's the third one that we created today. Then we have this one, which was made with the geraniums and buttercups ensemble. This is the card that I created beforehand, and this is the one that was inspired by it. So we did use the very pretty swamp buttercup for the main image in those ones. And then we used the rattan stripes die for the backgrounds. In this one, I cut it and stuck it down. This one, I used it to emboss the background. Thank you, Han. And then the first one that we created was this one, again using the geraniums and buttercups, but we also used the very pretty delicate motif hot foil plate from the, I want to say, the patchwork ensemble. And we used the wild geranium there. And we used the hot foil plate in a different way. So instead of hot foiling this, what we did is we lined it up on our mat. We inked it up with some gold ink, so the antique gold ink. We then placed a piece of cardstock over the top and then used a brayer to brayer the ink into place. So if you were in love with the hot foil plate, but you don't necessarily have a hot foiling machine, you can still use it. I just wanted to show you how you could do that too. So I am going to move you guys up now. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so hello, thank you everyone for spending your time with me. I really do hope that I've inspired you to grab out your crafting supplies and get creating something beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to the lovely Han for being behind the badge and popping in all of the links, even though I know I was a tad quick on the inks, so I'm sorry about that, Han. Again, everyone, thank you. I really do hope that you have a great weekend, and we'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.